Welcome. Welcome to our demo of a powerful solution that leverages artificial intelligence and natural language processing to revolutionize the way we work with the Excel documents. In today's data-driven world, managing and extracting value from the enormous amounts of data generated by business is becoming increasingly challenging. One of the most time-consuming tasks is querying and summarizing data from the Excel documents, especially when dealing with large amounts of data. But with our solution, we can automate the querying and summarizing of Excel data in just a matter of seconds. By using Azure Functions and ChatGPT, a language model developed by OpenAI, we can query SharePoint or other cloud document management system, Excel documents, and convert them into in-memory SQL. We also integrated this solution with Microsoft Teams channel to make it easily accessible and user-friendly. This solution is highly versatile and applicable to a wide range of use cases. In this solution, we leverage a SharePoint as a document repository to query and extract data from Excel documents. However, it can be easily extended to work with other document management systems like Box, Google Drive, or even on-premise file servers. To extend this solution to work with other systems, some changes need to be made to the Azure Function code to authenticate and connect to the specific system's API. For instance, to integrate with Google Drive, the Azure function would need to use the Google Drive API to read the document, and similar changes would be required for the other systems. The heart of our solution lies in the Azure Function Python code. With the Python code in place, it's easy to integrate the functionality into any system. All we need to do is provide the required inputs to the Azure function and it will return the data in response. The response can then be easily displayed to the user in the application of our choices. By following the steps outlined in this demo, in the upcoming demo, we can streamline our work and save time by automating the querying and summarization of our Excel data. Let's see the sequence of the high-level architecture process. We leverage Teams to provide an interface for users to input the SQL query details they want to execute on the SharePoint Excel document. This channel can be accessed by any member of the team and provides a seamless experience for the users to enter the required details. So whenever user submits the details in the Teams channel, the app uses the SharePoint REST API to read the Excel document from the specified SharePoint library and convert it to an in-memory SQL database. The user's SQL query is then executed on this in-memory database and resulting records are returned as a response. So whenever user submits the input, the SPFx from the Teams channel will be calling Azure function with the required details. The input parameter of the user's query will be passed to the Azure function. The Azure function Python will then connect to the SharePoint and read the file contents and transform the data to in-memory SQL. Then with the help of user's NLP, the ChatGPT will form a SQL query. With the help of the generated query, the Azure function Python will be retrieve the data from the in-memory SQL and returns the response to the SPFx. SPFx will format the response as a table structure and show the response in the results. The results will be posted in the same Teams channel so that it will be easily accessible by the users. Let's say we have a Excel sheet, Excel called healthcare. So this Excel contains the healthcare related information of the patients. So we have the patient details like the patient name, gender, address, city, patient phone number, and then appointment date, and then the reason for the appointment and the appointment notes for the patients. So using this Excel sheet, we'll be in our demo, we'll be querying the patient details. So we'll be going into the Microsoft Teams channel and with the help of SPFx, we'll be entering the details of the patient. Like we'll be querying the patient details in that app. So when we submit the details, like when we click on the submit button, the natural language text will be sent as an input to the Azure function, and the Azure function will process all the details and return the required information in the table format. Let's see in the demo. Here I am in the Azure function. So we have a channel called ChatGPT demo. Okay, so let me select the response. So I want to query the Excel, want to query the healthcare details. So let me type in the natural language text. So get me the patient's Swati records details. So you can see that it's querying the data from the SharePoint. So we have to wait until it returns the data in a tabular format. So on click of submit, this will call the Azure function Python. So the Azure function Python will process the data, and based on these natural language text, the ChatGPT will convert this natural language to a SQL query. Then the Azure function will use that SQL query and connect to the SharePoint and store the Excel information in a in-memory SQL. And with the help of this SQL query, it will fetch the details from the in-memory SQL and returns the data. So here we can see the information of the Swati. So this has given all the details regarding the Swati's information. So this will fetch all the patient details and display in a tabular format. Over here you can see this fetches all the details of the patient and displays in the table. So let's talk about the potential use cases of these solutions. So we can use this solution in the healthcare. Like as shown in the demo, doctors and the healthcare professionals can use this solution to query the medical reports stored in an Excel or CSV spreadsheet. So with the help of NLP, they can search for the specific information about the patient's health history and medical conditions. In the finance industry, financial analysts can use this solution to query financial data stored in an Excel spreadsheet, and they can search for financial metrics such as revenue or profit margins, etc. They can use it in the sales department, HR department, education department, and then marketing and supply chain management. Overall, this solution using users NLP has a wide range of potential use cases across different industries and business functions. So by using the Azure functions, we are making this solution as a versatile and useful tool for data analysis and decision making. Let's see how this solution can be managed by the ops. From the ops perspective, this solution can be managed using the Azure DevOps or any other DevOps tool of our choices. The Azure function code is the heart of the solution that can be deployed as a Azure function app in Azure and can be monitored using the Azure Monitor or any monitoring tool. And then the ChatGPT API can be monitored for any errors or issues. And also we can create and manage the documents using the SharePoint Administration Center admin site or via CSOM, JSON or REST API or via the PowerShell. And also with the SPFx web port used for the getting the user input and embedded in the Teams channel. So it can be also controlled and deployed by the Azure DevOps or any other version control. Any update or changes to the code for the Azure functions or SPFx can be deployed using a continuous CI/CD pipelines. We also listed the various FAQ questions and their response for the questions. Please read through this document and let me know in case of any questions. This solution can be extended to any document management systems like the Google Drive or Box or any other systems. All we need to change is the logic in the Azure functions, and these functions, instead of using the SPFx report in the Teams channel, we can use any other solution by just calling the Azure function and passing the parameters and get the response in the required format. Hope you enjoyed the demo. Catch you in the next series. Thank you.